Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this series, we are going to start the fourth unit of web programming, guys. So the fourth unit completely consists of a Java servlets and JSP, guys. That is nothing but Java servlet pages they'll be calling. Okay. We'll be initially discussing like around 5 to 10 lectures about Java servlets. After that, we'll be moving on to Java servlet pages, guys. So the concept in both the things is almost the same, but some kind of modifications are done in JSP to make it more easy and advanced. Okay, so before Java servlets also there is one more thing, that is nothing but CGI, guys, and you need to know why these Java servlets and all those things are used, right? Okay, so whenever you are requesting for let's go through the example, guys, so you'll be having a clear idea. So one, you will be opening your web browser, right, to open a website. So you will be giving a HTTP request to a server. So then the server will be sending a request to the database, right? So basically the web pages and everything are stored in the database, right? So to get them from the database, here we will be using a particular method, that is nothing but the first step we are going is nothing but CGI program, right? Okay, so CGI is nothing but a common gateway interface, guys. So it is an interface between the server and the database, to be simple. Okay, so once we are going through the examples, you'll be having clear idea, don't worry. So CGI, Common Gateway Interface, is used to provide a dynamic content to the web user. Guys, we'll be discussing about this dynamic and static websites in the next lecture, guys. I thought of taking them in this lecture, but it will be better if we go through that in the next lecture, okay? Or you can watch that lecture and come back here, okay? Anything will work. Okay. So basically dynamic websites are nothing but the data is not static, guys. Like it is not written in direct HTML so that whenever you open the website it will be the same. That is nothing but static. Whereas dynamic is nothing but based on your request, the content on the page will update. As we will be discussing in detail about in the next lecture, don't worry. Okay. So basically this process will be going when you are going for dynamic web pages. Whereas if you are using only static, here only you will be getting the database, guys. There is no need of any kind of program or any kind of module in between. Okay, when you talk about dynamic web pages only, we'll be moving on to this Java servlets and all those things. Okay, so CGI is used to execute a program that resides in the server to process data or access database to produce the relevant dynamic content. Guys, please remember the word dynamic content. So please never say that it is used for static content, because static content can directly be collected from the server, so from the database. There will be no issues, right? Yes. Whereas this CGI program or any kind of servlet will be helping to fetch the data from the database and to print or to combine it with HTML and send that file back. Okay, so basically this is CGI web server. Okay, so when there are multiple requests, it will be creating multiple processes. So from here only you will be saying that okay, these processes are a bit heavy, right? You'll be thinking like that. Yes, that's true. So that is the major drawback of this CGI, guys. So that is the reason why the servlets came into play. Okay, so let us now go through the disadvantages. So for each and every CGI server request, one process is created. So if a number of requests increases, the number of processes will also increase. Sorry for that. Okay, so at some point of time, the processes are nothing but which are running on your processor, right? Indirectly on your RAM, you can say, or occupying your main memory. So at some point your main memory will be full, right, with these all processes. So after that the delay will be starting and the response time will be slow. There will be multiple problems. So that is the reason why this CGI is not used. And CGI programs are written in native languages, like commonly used languages which use C, C++ and all those things, right? So the major disadvantage with these languages is that they are platform dependent, guys. So ask your friend, like if he's using another Windows operating system, like you're using Windows 10, he might be using Windows 7, or he might be using Mac, he might be using Linux, right? So ask him to write a C program and ask him to transfer the file via WhatsApp or any kind of or web mail or in pen drive and try running on your system. So most of the time it will not run, guys. So that is the major disadvantage of these languages. Like these are platform dependent languages. Yes. Similarly, now let us go through servlet. So how servlet resolved this issue? So the idea that servlet got is nothing but instead of making these as processes, let us make them as threads. So basically you can say that a process is a collection of multiple threads, guys. So basically thread is a lightweight process, you can say. Got it? Yes. Okay, so to resolve the above problem, which are created by CGI, are resolved with the introduction of servlets. So servlet programs are written in Java. So from here you will be saying, okay, Java is language independent. So hence this problem is also resolved, right? Yes, you are correct. Okay. So as we know, Java is platform independent. It can run on any OS. Okay, so it can run on any operating system. So the format will be in this way: web server. It will be sending a request to the server. Don't write HTTP server, guys. Most of us will be using HTTP server only, but it will be better to write only server. And this server will be sending a request to servlet program, guys. If it is a static request, it will automatically be accommodated here. Okay. Okay, so in this way, so this servlet program will be connected to database, so that from the database the data will be collected and it will be embedded into the HTML file, and that HTML file will be sent back, and the web server or web viewer will be viewing it. Okay, this is nothing but web browser, guys, sorry, my bad. Okay, that's web browser and this is server. Okay, so the diagram for servlet is nothing but servlet request will be 1, 2, 3. These are the 3 requests. It will be creating 3 threads. So here we will be, instead of using our processor and all those things, we'll be using JVM threads, guys. So Java Virtual Machine threads. Simple. Yes? Okay. So here threads are created for each request. Hence, best than CGI. Servlets are used till date. So even when you are using web development, when you are trying to build a dynamic website, you'll be going for this servlets only, guys. So you might be thinking that I didn't use servlets, I used JSP, you might be thinking. So servlets and JSP are nothing but the same, guys. So basically some modifications to make servlet easy is nothing but JSP. Okay. Okay, so let us go through the differences between them. Servlets and CGI. Servlets are portable, whereas CGI are not portable. Yes, that's true. So portable is nothing but platform dependent and independent, guys. You can write that also. So in servlets, each request handled by a lightweight Java process, Java thread, whereas in CGI it is heavyweight, that is nothing but a process. Yes, can handle cookies and track sessions. Guys, we'll be discussing about these cookies and sessions. We already discussed in PHP, guys, but we'll be discussing again them, guys. If you are watching the series from unit wise, we didn't discuss yet about PHP, but I did complete the PHP lectures before this 4th unit. Okay. Okay, so CGI cannot handle cookies. Okay, so it is less expensive and it is more expensive. This is fast and this is slow. Uses JVM, uses your processor, platform independent, platform dependent. Okay, so these are some differences between the CGI, and if sometimes it will be asked for 2 marks, guys. These are the few benefits or advantages of servlets. It is best in performance, portable, robust and secure. Okay, so these are some advantages. So I hope everyone got some basic idea, right? So in the next lecture we will be going through the differences between static website and dynamic website. Okay, so let us meet in the next lecture. Thank you. Thanks for watching.